how's the vitamins, how's your weight, how's your skin, all this process that you have, how's your hydration. So it's very important for you to understand and to go to different type of mentor during recovery and after recovery, and maybe some of us for the rest of our life. Because in my case, as I was a chain smoker, I did damage one of my lungs. So for the rest of my life, I have to take care of that lung and what that lung is related to. So this is why me and Hellenic, we talk that maybe this subject will be good because you are working in so many different aspects of health and your health and health of women. And we thought that maybe that would be very good for you also to go through and maybe to go into the reflection in where is addiction? Is that a chemical one or is that a habit one, like hairdressing, shopping, etc.? And what does it make in our body, in our system? But I'm here to answer any question.
Wonderful. Viola, tell us just one more thing about the woman becoming more addictive in the world right now and what's happening with addiction and uh, the happiness and stress that women are struggling with in the world. I know that's changed a lot.
Yes, it changed a lot because we are so much exposed to, like, our level of stress. Some women in the world, they just double or triple the level of stress. Is not only take care of a family and kids or being single mother or always a partner, but taking care of her parents or the kids and the work and the PhD or the master degree or whatever she's faced, is about doing much more tasks now, and also being faced with the fear of losing her job or losing her space or dealing with her partner, him or her, that they lost their job. And many times women is not, especially the strongest one, are not equipped to ask for help. And what they do is they go into calming down through external objects, and that it has increased a lot. I mean, some items has increased a lot. Um, we will talk about them the day that we will meet, but alcoholism and certain other things like online gaming, many of those things had increased a lot
Yeah.
in women.
You've all heard a little bit here tonight about addiction and how it relates to women's health and that it's on the rise, on the increase. Lots of women feeling a lot more anxiety that maybe they can't ask for help or they choose not to ask for help or they feel like imposters if they ask for help. So they end up self-medicating. And you have with you next Monday, the 15th, an expert on addiction recovery, Viola Edward, who's also a psychotherapist, a mentor, award-winning mentor and supporter of the Sustainable Development Goal 17, creating partnerships on education, health, and many more, working in Spanish and English and presenting to you now very important things to think about if you are in an addiction cycle, if you have been in the past and you find yourself vulnerable now, and or if you know anyone around you, maybe even your children, that could be in these addictive cycles or could be beginning one of those cycles, then this is a good class for you to follow. Tickets on Eventbrite. Go ahead, Viola, last thing you want to say.
Yeah, or if you are the co-dependent, because this is another subject. If you're the one who's doing the ambulance, if you're the one who's holding the space as codependent, and what does it mean for you and for your health?
Yeah, so if you don't know what that means, just quickly catching up here that you might be someone who supports and or is involved in, interwoven in an addictive cycle. Maybe your partner or your sister or your parent or your child is in an addictive space, and you are also looking at ways to get more aware of your role in that and how to get disconnected from it, how to really be helping yourself.
How to ask for help.
How to ask for help, exactly. And you're going to hear all about that next Monday. That's our normal time slot, 7 p.m. Central Eastern Time. You need to go to Eventbrite and book a ticket. If you have any problems booking that ticket, please come back to me straight away, Hellenique Argeru. There have been some glitches on Eventbrite in general, so we're working through those. And you can also find information on our Women of Truth Yin group page and on the Yin Alithia Women of Truth business page on Facebook. We're also on LinkedIn and YouTube. You can catch all these great videos. You'll see Deborah's mindset class is being streamed. And I want to come back to you, Deborah, because we actually spoke last week with you and the assembly group of women talking about women's issues. And one of the things we mentioned there is the real importance of looking at ways to look at the small wins. And that a lot of us are struck right now with so much uncertainty, so much that's not functioning the way we used to, so much of our identity is being lost. There's so much change and so much worry in the world. So if we can look at these little moments where we succeed, we get a little support for where we are. So maybe we can just remind people about that. And I'd like to ask you to close off tonight's session with some of that highlight, maybe takeaways from our last meeting, and maybe also give people again the website where they can go to if they want to get any more of your support, and remind us of the actual download you had on your website. I think it would be good to hear all of that again.
Sure. Yeah. So every time that we celebrate a small win, that's a better feeling emotion. And like we've talked about, it gains momentum. So when you're in a positive mindset, it gains more and more of the good stuff that you're attracting, because we're like a magnet. We are responsible, and we are attracting everything into our lives with every thought that we're thinking, whether it's around health, whether it's around wealth, finances, whatever that looks. So as you go throughout your day to day, especially moms who are now teachers, we talked about counselors, all these different roles that they're playing, it really is important to celebrate the small wins. So I think I used the example last week. I get pretty excited when my kids clean up after themselves, and be really grateful and appreciative of the small wins, and that will lead to a better mindset. You can go to my website, www.deborahcherrey.com, for a freebie, 6 steps to a positive mindset. There's also a link to my book there as well. And there's also contact information if you need help in any area of your life.
Tell us the book. Tell us the name of the book, Deborah. What did you write your book on?
Oh, it's called She Rises for Tomorrow. I co-authored it with 15 other women, and it's women entrepreneurs who have taken the leap of faith and are wanting to create and inspire change in the world.
Beautiful. So everybody, you can get information about that book if you need a little bit of hope, a little dose of good feeling and good vibe. That's a nice one to follow. She Rises for Tomorrow. And it's also a very special training for you tonight to know that there are absolutely things that you can do to make your life better, to make yourself feel better, and to actually deal with every moment in your life with a better attitude. And that really is your responsibility. If you're not feeling good about yourself, like you heard Deborah say a few times, that's up to you to shift and change it. And it can be tough to do, especially when we are facing the kind of moments in our lives now, but it's totally possible. And for some, even it can be an amazing transition into a higher frequency of being. And for certainly many people on the planet right now, this is a training ground to get into a totally new state, a new mindset, and a new approach to life. So if you want to be part of that group of people, you will need to do some work, find a mentor, go and check out Deborah's very interesting ways that she can support you. If you are struggling with something very serious, you can make a few shifts in the way you deal with your challenges that are going to make all the difference to the way you cope. If you want to catch us next Monday, you can at 8 p.m. Central Eastern Time. We'll have a live stream on YouTube, but really the big work happens here on Zoom, where you get a chance to ask your questions and you get a deep dive with one of our experts. So the next one's on addiction. And you can head on over to Eventbrite and see the list of great people coming to you after that. We have the womb whisperer, Phoenix Nagig, talking to us about divine feminine intuition and how important it is to reconnect to that powerful legacy we have as women. And then we have Dr. Sarah Larson coming in March, telling us all about this miracle frequency and how we can stop suffering for good. So many wonderful things coming our way. Thanks, Deborah. It's been really lovely spending time with you and hearing about a very comprehensive way that mindset affects everything about us. And I will also be sharing with people your website again, so they can go and head off there and get links to the book and to ways to work with you. Thanks so much, everybody. And if you check out our pages. We'll be there to answer any questions. Viola, your last highlight for women of today watching, anything you'd like to share?
Take care of yourself, and there is nobody and nothing that worth your health and your integrity. I know that you feel that you need to punish yourself when something didn't work as you were told that it should work and as you thought that you will make it work. But believe me, in our humanity, that happened to all of us, and there is nothing that worth